They're cucks. Do you not understand this? You're following a bunch of... All right, how many people have made videos that you've seen come out, and even people that hate supplements, or anti-supplement people, we don't have to hate it. Anti-supplements, they say they don't work, they're garbage, snake oil, etc., etc. And a lot of it is, but it's not all. And, you know, they still will concede, well, at least creatine, you know, works. It's like the only thing that really works. You know, we have tons of mountain of evidence that it works. It actually is a supplement that works. Same people now. Study just released, recent study, meta-analysis. It's kind of a convoluted type of study. It's not really, you know, such an authoritative resource if you ask me, but I read it. And I'm sure these other people that I'm referring to, they have looked at it, they've read it, but I don't know their intellectual capacity of these folks. Not trying to be smart, not trying to be funny, read it for yourself. And tell me what you derive from it. So this study comes out, this meta-analysis, and it's talking about, gist of it being, they surmise this to indicate that creatine doesn't work. Doesn't work now. So now we got new videos from these very same people that all this time, for years, conceded, well, yeah, I think supplement industry's crap. I think supplements are crap. You don't need them. They don't work. But creatine works. We know creatine works, so I think that's probably a supplement you should take maybe if you want to take a supplement, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Same people now come out. Oh, I'm really sorry that I sent you down the wrong path, because now we know. It's always a we know, right? No, we don't know anything, motherfucker. You think you know. You know, don't lump me in there with that, and don't lump most of these people out here in with that. You're deluded if you think otherwise. Now we know that it doesn't work, so I'm sorry I ever recommended it, you know. Okay, well, here's what you get with these people, all right? Here's what you get with these people. I'm talking about these people, and then I'm talking about creatine itself. These people are cucks, man. Stop following cucks. Stop following followers. Stop following sheeple. Stop following sheep. Lemmings, mindless lemmings, following each other. Stop following followers. They don't think for themselves. They don't find anything out for themselves. They don't really know anything. How do you know a thing? Do you know a thing because you read another man's version of it? Or their conclusion of it, so you've read that, so now you know it? No. No, you don't. Do you even, if you read a book about auto mechanics, do you know it? Can you actually apply it? No. How do you find it out? How do you actually learn something? How do you actually say, I know this? You develop the skill, you cultivate the skill. How do you do that? By actually employing your thesis, your theory, your belief, your understanding of your knowledge, testing it yourself. Where else in the world do you expect you're going to make and break a decision based on what another man concludes for you? But here you guys are, following people like this. You're following these motherfuckers. Like they're going to elucidate things, they're going to make things clearer for you. They don't have any fucking idea themselves. You know, they come out and they go whichever way the wind blows. All right? So a study comes out and says something. They read it, what they think it says, their interpretation of it. Now that's law. That's the law to them. That's the gospel. Okay, as with every study, 10 years later, some facet or angle or part of that study was misleading, or well, we didn't really understand this pathway, or we really didn't understand like we thought we understood this mechanism. So now that study is obliterated and wrong, and here's the newest, latest, greatest. And then those people just switch streams again. Back and forth all day long if that's what it takes. And they do it with everything. And why? Because they don't know any fucking thing for themselves. They don't know anything for themselves. You know, I have never been, all these years, a creatine user. Gave it a fair shake. Don't care what the evidence said. Don't care what the study said. Heard enough about it to try it out. Gave it a try. Tried various incarnations of creatine. I never paid any dues to me. Never did anything positive for me. So I never used it. Oh, maybe you're a non-responder. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Maybe it just didn't work. For whatever reason, it didn't work for me. So I don't need another man to tell me, hey, why don't you stop spending all that money on that? It doesn't work for you. Maybe not for anybody. I don't need somebody to tell me that. I don't need to read about it in the paper. You know, that's like the Chicken Little shit. The sky is falling. You need somebody to tell you that? You got to read it in the paper? You got to see it on the news, and then you say, oh my God, the sky is falling, before you're going to look up in the sky. If you live under the sky, you should be looking in the sky. Fucking nuts. Fucking nuts. And these people are supposed to be fitness luminaries. I don't want to say experts, because they're not expert at it at all. Luminaries, they're going to illuminate things for you, make it easier to understand, set you on the right course. It's just one sheep following another sheep, following another sheep, following another sheep. That's the course you're on, wherever the lead sheep is heading. And none of these sheep are the lead sheep. You know, so I never advocated creatine, never used creatine. People would be surprised. Oh, you don't use creatine? No, I don't use creatine. I don't like creatine. Creatine's never proven worth the inclusion to me. You make your own decision. Anything that works for me, I tell you, this is what works for me. And then if you put any weight behind that, you know, if I make a video and tell you this is how you build 21 or 22 inch arms, because I've had both, and I have 21 plus currently, but I've had 22s plus. If I make a video, I'm going to show you how I did it, what I found works best for me. Now, how much authority are you going to loan to that? Well, I'm a guy that actually built arms of that caliber. So that's something. I would hope that you have enough common sense to be able to afford that a little bit more currency, or a little bit more authentication, or a little bit more weight, and give it more consideration than you would if it was some dude that had a set of 16-inch arms. He's telling you how to grow big guns. He can't tell you how to grow big guns. He doesn't know how to grow big guns. What he knows is how he grew those 16 inches. That's what he knows. That's what he knows. Yeah, it's like saying you're a painter, you never paint anything. You have to paint to be a painter. You have to fight to be a fighter. You have to have built muscle to know how to build muscle. You literally do. Otherwise, it's all just theoretical. And why would you place a theoretical concept ahead of a proven concept? All right, now there is one creatine today that I use, and I think that it has some advantage, and that is Creatine from EFX Sports Supplements. It was pioneered by Dr. Jeff Galini. He holds the patent on it once again, like Carbolin. Can't get it anywhere else. Nobody else offered it for sale. It's such an original formula unto itself. It's patented. It's not patent pending, it's patented. You know how much creatine you use of that? You use so little, it's ridiculously little, small amounts. I've been using that, and I do think it helps keep me fuller. Now, if I were going to try to use creatine to see if it worked, creatine works best when in the presence of insulin. You make your own insulin. You don't have to inject it. Why do you think my pre-workout has so much Carbolin in it? If all these words are foreign to you, you haven't been here very long. Why? Basically everything, any nutrient you're trying to drive anywhere into a muscle cell is going to work best once you've wrung that muscle out and you're driving it and using insulin as the fucking locomotive, your own insulin. Don't think it works? I've showed you it works. You take a fucking glucose meter and you can prove it for yourself. You can prove it that you experienced a blood sugar spike and that you went in and worked out and afterwards you brought it back down to normal level. You don't want to have crashed it completely, but some cases if you didn't take enough of it, you will crash it completely. Anyway, that's a whole other video. Stop listening to these fucking... Listen, I understand they're just trying to make $1, especially people that are shitting out 2 or 3 videos every fucking day. Nobody has that much interesting to say. I understand they're gonna have to say some just stupid and unintelligible shit. I understand that, but I don't begrudge anybody that trying to earn a living. But everybody isn't an expert on everything, and even if you're just talking about fitness here on the Clown Tube, everybody's not equally educated and equally sharp on every topic. So there's another red flag. I give you a lot of these red flags and make them really clear to you, don't I? But you don't listen. You just don't listen. That's another red flag. Somebody making videos, he's an expert about anything. Multiple times, people ask me or send me questions or ask me questions, what do you think of X? And I'll be like, I don't do X. I've never tried it, have no experience with it. I really don't have any opinion on it. I don't have any knowledge of it. I could do what these fucking idiots do. I could just go Google it, read all about it, and, read studies on it, and read all this kind of shit, and then make a video about what I read. So you want to follow the guys out here that go and read about something and then just mockingbird, regurgitate it, spit it back at you. Just repeat it to you. You need to go to them for that? You lazy motherfuckers. You can't read for yourselves? You can't try for yourself? That's why I always say proof is in the pudding. No matter what I tell you, no matter what anybody tells you. If you can't take that and employ that in a positive, productive fashion in your own life, isn't worth shit to you. Isn't worth shit. It doesn't matter how many studies are cited or this. Studies change with the wind, man. Change with the wind. They don't even understand NO2, nitric oxide production in the human body. They don't even completely understand that yet, all the pathways, everything else. They don't. You're going to people say, oh yeah, we do it. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's why they didn't even know people with Becker's MD, they thought that they couldn't produce nitric oxide, and that was the whole problem with the muscle wasting. No nitric oxide, no pump, no muscle retention. Whether you recognize you're going to pump or not. Even in just normal people. Yeah. Nitric oxide, must have. But lo and behold, it turns out that people with Becker's muscular dystrophy do produce nitric oxide, and that was affirmed or confirmed because they tried to treat them with Cialis, which that's the brand name, but the actual drug name is what, tadalafil citrate, and all of a sudden they could get a pump. So what did that very simple thing show to them? Did you need to cut these people open, dissect? No. Do a vivisection? No. Well, now they can get a pump, so that concurs the presence of nitric oxide. That affirms the presence of nitric oxide. So all this time we didn't know they could make nitric oxide, they can make it. They're just figuring shit out. They don't know all the ins and outs of everything. So keep putting your faith in them, and let's see what you look like. Let's see what you look like. That's all I'm going to say about it. I think that's plenty. I think it's enough said. Stop following followers, sheeple, mockingbirds. Anybody worth their salt is going to tell you, worth a grain of salt is going to tell you, there's going to be times they're going to say, I just don't have any knowledge of that. I've never tried that, I don't know anything about that. Let's leave that to others. I've done it many times. But motherfucker, what I know. That's what you get from me. You can take that to the bank. The bank of gains. Pays gains for dividends. No matter, you guys take care. Have an awesome weekend.